Welcome to Rough Realities and Revelations.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
A little wet, actually. It's been raining all day today.
It's been pretty rubbish today,
Yeah.
I have to say.
So, yeah. I see you looking at my hair.
That'll
It's really humid as well, so it's going to get bigger as the episode goes on.
be fine. We'll see. Can you fit out the door when we're done?
Yeah, we can maybe do like a wee before and after.
I don't mind. I don't miss that for having my long hair, because mine did exactly the same. It definitely got more voluminous.
Yeah.
The more humid it was, because as much as it's wet, it's really humid, and that just a killing. Oh, kids on bikes.
That kids on bikes.
Kids on bike. They went by that fast, and he's not looking since they're now at the front.
That's two of his least favourite things: kids and bikes.
It's
Okay, Bluey.
raging.
Thank you.
Raging.
Thank you. We got it. We got it. We got it.
So I thought we would talk about today. I had some of my dog peeps were away at a conference recently. One that I did not purchase tickets
He's not finished yet.
He's not. He's like, raging little man.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Conference. So I'm not going to talk too much about the conference purely because I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, right? But the topic of the conference was resilience in dogs.
Oh, aye.
And it got me thinking, and I thought this is a good topic for both of us.
Yeah.
In that I am seeing recently, and I'm sure you see it with your people as well, that we are missing a trick with it. I think resilience is becoming two things. I think one, it's becoming almost a bit of a forgotten thing within raising a dog, but it's also something that's not getting spoken about a lot. And I don't know if that's because is it becoming a bit of a dirty word, or is it that the new type of sort of positive based trainers don't want to put the dog under any form of pressure.
Yeah.
So therefore it's just like dissolving. And I think that's not a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that like emotional well-being is really at the forefront of what everybody's talking about now.
Brilliant. And I love that part.
Yeah. And, and we're moving away from, obedience to, how does the dog feel in this situation, and how is it coping, and how is it handling it, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
I was just looking, online. Resilience, the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties. That's like the official.
I like
That's
it.
what we're talking about.
Yes, that is the official definition. My layman's terms definition is bounce back ability.
Yeah.
Is what I kind of refer to it as, where the dog has come across something they found difficult, whether it's learning a new thing, whether it's a social situation, whether it's like something in the environment, like a big noise or things. And
we're just talking like a little woo.
Yeah, we're not talking like, oh my God, I almost died and I'm going to need a week to recover.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's fine to take a week to recover from.
Well, it is. Yeah, I'm like that at Christmas time, seeing lots of people because they want to hug me. I find that I don't have a good bounce back ability for that.
Yeah, when there's a handshake, you're just like, woo.
I know, I'm like, woo.
But then you're fine.
Because it's only like 2-3 seconds, whereas a hug, like, and then they touch you sometimes your cheeks touch and no. Yeah, exactly. Like, please don't. Do you know what I mean? I'm like that. Hugging really far away. I don't know why they can't do what the really posh people do and just air hug. When you see them, they go, whoa, whoa, and they're not even touching each other.
I feel you're spiraling into a tangent.
Yeah, we did there. So resilience is the bounce back ability, and what I'm seeing from people on my end, and again, I think this is stemming from there is much more of a shift to thinking about the dog's emotional well-being, and we're looking at the dog as a whole. Like I find it quite fascinating that, in my intake forms, there is the question, what would you like to gain from classes, right? Because I want to help people where they want help. I don't want to just tell them what I think they need to know.
Absolutely.
And a few years ago, I mean, even only going back, like maybe 5 years ago or so, the answers were often, the way it was worded was, I want the dog to listen to commands.
Yeah.
I want them to do what I say. I want to have control of my dog. And to me, that's quite negative language. That's quite, and I'm not saying any of these people actually meant it. I mean, like, I am a positive trainer, so I think if they really wanted to be mean, they wouldn't have signed up with me in the first place. But the language around it was very much do as I say just because I told you to, sort of thing. Whereas now, fast forward now, what tends to be written is things like, I want to understand my dog better. I want to make sure my dog's living their best life. I want my dog to be happy. I want, my dog and I to have a good life together. The language is totally shifted. And I think that's wonderful. It's so nice. But I sort of feel, I'm trying to word this without making it sound like I'm going to the dark side.
Yeah.
I feel for some people it's gone a bit too far, where we're almost too hyper vigilant about it. So the second the dog's looking a bit uncomfortable or struggling, we'll either completely extract them from that situation and just be like, it's okay, don't worry, it was too hard. Or, why are you looking at me like that, Blue? That was a withering stare at that bit. Or if it was like, say, a training scenario, they lower the criteria, make things really easy, really early on. And I'm like, how is the dog ever going to learn to work through something that is difficult? So I'm not for 1 second saying, like, leave the dog in absolute distress.
Sure.
Because that's not, you're just swinging way the other way. But I just feel
like when they talk about like helicopter parents, and they just like are hovering, waiting to like grab their kids out of the situation rather than
letting them find out,
explore a bit, and try it.
Because it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to get a fright from something and then look at the scenario and think to yourself, what's other people doing around me? Because that's what we did as kids.
Definitely, but I think it's okay to get a fright from something. That's not the same as deliberately putting your dog in a scary situation.
Yes, aye.
And leaving them to find their own way out of it. It's not the same thing.
Yeah. So make you or break you.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to test that theory, because you might just break them, and that's quite hard to bring back. But you'll also see that with your people, because you're doing things to the dog that is really uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely. And I get a lot of people messaging me looking to change groomer because the dog doesn't want to go in to the groomer, or they'll be walking past the salon and the dog will try to cross the road. And I'm like, oh, they must really hate their groomer. And I always say to me, actually, not wanting to go into the grooming salon is not the red flag you think it is.
Yeah.
Because it's not an enjoyable experience. No. It's not a pamper day or a spa day. I've said before, it's like being at the dentist. You're in quite a vulnerable position. Yep. You're being poked and prodded and stared at and stuff like that. So it's it's not something that many dogs come in kind of happily.
No, exactly. And
but I always say to them, it's how are they afterwards? And that's what's important. How quickly do they bounce back? Yes. If by the time you've taken them home, they're fine again, then actually, that's it. It's the bounce back ability part, isn't it? Because, especially in the grooming situation, no groomer actively goes out their way to be horrible to them and not
ignores.
At this day and age, I wouldn't think.
Nah. But the whole thing of it isn't enjoyable. It's like if I went for a spa day, I'd find that incredibly uncomfortable, touching, and I can only imagine face masks and stuff. I don't know, I've not done it because it's unlike the dogs, I have a choice. I don't have to do those things. But yes, I do find that it's getting a little bit, we're getting too protective. Like we're so aware that it's things like you've said it before. Customers have come into you and said, "Oh, I'm sorry about their tail like this time.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't brush his tail because he doesn't like it." And I'm like, well, what's happening when you brush the tail? Like, oh, well, it starts to, just get like a wee bit
fussy.
Or a wee bit fussy.
You're like, but did he bite your face off?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. There's a difference between getting a bit wriggly and a bit oh, I don't like it like that.
Yeah.
And because
I mean, you move on to something else, and then you come back to the tail and just do a wee bit tail, and and that kind of thing. And I talk them through that, but people are very quick to like, well, I done 2 swipes of the tail and he didn't like it, so I stopped.
Yeah, because I don't want to
And I'm
ruin the
just
trust.
never for the next 12 years going to brush my dog's tail because he doesn't like it.
Exactly, and especially where grooming's concerned, it's a welfare issue. It's not that's not oh, actually, do you know what? You could get away for just never do that again.
Yeah.
And the dog
Do
will
you
be
think
fine.
that big mat in Blue's ear is showing on the camera?
No, I didn't notice it. Oh, look at his face. He's like, aye, I'll bite your face off. Oh, you got an eye roll there. He's like, I have you. But do you know what I mean? Like, if we cannot groom our dogs, that genuinely then spills into a welfare issue where they're going to end up with skin issues and it's bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you can't. I mean, I do remember when I used to do a bit of it, and we used to speak to groomers and stuff and try and help them understand body language and raise awareness that don't just make them do it.
Yeah.
But I did find even then talking to people, they were very aware of it, but what they did was the split second the dog showed any form of uncomfortableness, like they started panting. Now, panting's a stress sign, and they would be like, oh, better give them a break. But it's like, it's not in it. The dog is already going to be a bit heightened because it's not the most fun thing in the world. Like, I dare say, if people were to check our pulses or blood pressure when we're at the dentist, probably elevated because it's not fun, but that doesn't mean we can't just continue on with the procedure. I personally would always look at, I would take it as messages. I would look for an increase happening because their body language and breathing rates and things like that absolutely indicate what's happening to them internally and what they're thinking. But to down tools straight away and go, no, 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 that's okay. We don't have to do that.
Yeah.
It's not helping them. It's not helping them work through it and learn how to navigate their own emotions where that's concerned, and also build confidence in themselves and you, that you're not going to let anything major happen to them. You know, I hear a lot about it, just because I'm looking at the crates.
Yeah.
It's the amount of people just now that are like, oh, I don't shut the door on the crate because the second I do, they cry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but what type of cry is it?
Yeah.
You know, is it just to be a bit fussy, or have they went into full on panic mode, like they're totally claustrophobic? That's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even in, social settings, if the dog looks uncomfortable meeting another dog, they're very quick, just take them away and just walk them in quiet places and and that's not helpful, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think that would help the dog build resilience, where the dog went, oh, it was a bit uncomfortable, but I didn't die.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm okay. I can do this.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke before about keeping your dog feeling safe, like emotionally safe. And I think, if you've got that in place, then you can let them be a little bit scared,
because I think
let them get a little fright or let them make mistakes.
Yeah.
People are so afraid of their dog making a mistake and how it might look, how people might look at them if their dog is making a mistake.
Yeah. Because I think this is the whole, it's an internet, isn't it? As I started through that. You're sort of, if you are looking at, because I think it's from a teaching a dog things, I think people in both camps of training methods could be in danger of ruining resilience, in that when you're looking more at the holistic way of bringing up a dog and you want to use positive reinforcement for teaching them things and all that kind of stuff, so like the way that like we do it, you are in danger of over interpreting the information and calling a halt or helping the dog quicker than you should. And especially, you've got this thing called errorless learning. I find that really hard to say. Errorless learning.
Right.
Where the dog doesn't make a mistake, continually gets it right, and then as they get better at it, you move on. For some dogs, that's definitely not helpful. there's a small minority of dogs that actually genuinely can't handle a mistake and they just kind of shut down. But I think it's good to let the dogs get it wrong, so that you can allow them to problem solve and go, oh wait, hang on, why am I not getting rewarded now? Whereas the other end of the spectrum is choosing to go down the route of taking the advice of somebody who would like to correct behaviours. Because I think that also ruins resilience, because the minute the dog does make a mistake, that will usually involve a physical correction or some form of intimidation to make them get it right, which will crush any form of confidence happening. That dog would definitely be too worried to experiment with things, to try things, because then they're effectively going to get hurt, is what happens there. And often when with those types of training methods, you're waiting for the dog to do the wrong thing and make the mistake so you can get him with the correction to be like, that's not right. So I think at the moment, actually, from whichever end that you're attempting to bring the dog up, you're potentially squashing resilience.
I think also repressing any kind of personality in your dog as well.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, there's some bits of personality you want to repress.
But you want them to be a wee bit quirky. Do you know what I mean?
You do. I like the dogs with a bit of sass.
Laugh with your dog.
Like, yeah, you don't want them to be robots.
Yeah.
And I think, do you know what is hard? There's so much misinformation out there, and I just think we've had this discussion before. Society's changing. I think we're tired. We want quick fixes. We want, and for us to feel in control, like, we have to be physical and to be like raw about things.
Yeah.
Whereas actually you don't have to be like that and you can still have control.
Definitely. Do you think there's because obviously there's been a kind of resurgence, hasn't there, in
the old ways,
the dark side of dog training?
Yeah.
Because it is a quick fix.
It's a quick fix.
And because it's a quick fix, they're delivering what they've promised, and people like that and that kind of thing. So there has been a resurgence in that kind of training and that kind of attitude towards dogs. And so do you think that this is like a reaction to that, like being
too nice?
Yeah.
I think, do you know what? I think it's taken longer than it should have for this to happen, the too nice part. Because people spoke about it. There was a stage where people spoke about, they were calling themselves a force-free trainer. And we've discussed this, like maybe not on the podcast, but certainly we've had discussions. We have done the fear-free stuff for grooming, handling, all of this sort of stuff. And realistically, you cannot be force-free. I don't care what anybody says. You can't. You're going to ask the dog to do something they don't want to do. Whether it is for grooming purposes, vet checks, going for walks in the rain, you force the dog to do that, right? So I've personally never subscribed to that title. And if somebody's called me that, I'm like, no, please do not say that that's what I am, because it can't happen. But it brought about a lot of trainers who felt even telling the dog no was inappropriate. Stopping the dog doing things was inappropriate. It was all about, helping them get it right, but to a really far extreme, shall we say.
Yeah.
And the balance community, they would latch on and they would mock us for that, right? I'm saying us because within the positive community, there's always different ends of the spectrum. The same with the balance. There's some balance trainers that actually pretty much use positive reinforcement majority of the time, that I don't think are the worst people in the world, and actually are quite skilled trainers. But there's always, even within those camps, you've got extremes. So you've got the positive people who don't say no, they don't put any boundaries in, they, it's just ridiculous. The dog's learning nothing.
Yeah.
And then even with the balance community, you will have some that are just out and out abusive to the dogs. They're not even trying to train the dog. But the balance people always said, these force-free people, you'll have them running riot, you'll, you don't say no, the dogs won't listen to you, da, 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 da. And finally, I think that's starting to happen. It's taken far longer than I thought it would, though.
Yeah.
I thought I would have seen this maybe 10 years ago, but I'm only seeing it now. Other places might have seen it beforehand. Maybe Scotland's really behind, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But I am, so I think this is why, one, there's a resurgence, but I think we all changed during the pandemic. Like, there was people getting dogs that should never have got dogs.
Yeah.
They're not particularly interested in, I was about to say the words, they're not interested in their well-being, but I don't mean that in a neglectful, they'll be harmful. It's just actually doesn't come across their radar. They got the dog because they saw other people getting dogs and they thought, well, I'm not working the now, so I'll just get a dog and all the rest of it. But I also think our outlook on things as humans changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think most people will agree, people have lost the skill of talking to one another now. A lot of things have been done online. People are very rude to each other now. It just seems we've gone, I don't know, a bit Neanderthal about stuff.
Yeah.
So so with the resurgence in that, we've got a lack of time from people, a lack of patience. It makes sense. You know, you want to show them who's boss. But then also, it sadly works. Initially it works, but these people, they'll say it works, but what they don't, you never hear these people speak out 6 months later when their dog is broken.
Yeah.
And their dog has no resilience to bounce back from being, you know, yanked around and shouted at and terrified. They don't shout out 6 months later saying, this method actually broke my dog.
Yeah.
And what happens is, for the positive people, when they're too positive, that dog grows up with no resilience. So unfortunately, what they end up doing is they end up trying a balanced person, or weirdly, they adapt their lives and they just accept that their dog rules everything about their life.
Yeah.
And they feel that they can't change that.
That's where we are right now, huh, Blue?
He's the head of cartel. He's meant to rule things.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's allowed that sort of stuff. So I think that for me, the way I've tried to build resilience in my own dogs is I've done things like I've built trust.
Mm-hmm.
I've built emotional safety with them, which we've spoke about in earlier podcasts, and I let them work things out. So if they're in a social scenario and they're looking a bit wary and they're looking a bit like, oh, I don't immediately weak them out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just kind of keep an eye on, I'll take that information and their body language. So I'm going to look at their breathing rates. I'm going to look at their tail positions. I'm going to see, are we keeping to a limit? Are they going to start, you know, barking, lunging to make whatever it is go away? Or can they extract themselves without going over the score? Because we've said this before, just walk away if you don't like something. You don't have to lose your shit.
Definitely.
Just walk away.
That's what me and Blue are
You've been practicing, yeah.
working on just him just extracting himself from situations.
Aye, not making you or somebody else extract themselves.
Yeah.
Because that is important, to learn that I can just walk away. And so I'll try to navigate that conversation. But I'll also, even when we're doing actual training and we're learning new things, depending on the dog I have and I'm working, because some of my dogs are not very resilient on the training front, and other things they are.
Mm-hmm.
But on the training front, if they feel like they're getting it wrong and I'm asking them to do it again, they're really crumbling and they're like, oh, I can't do this, can't do this. So yes, I might lower criteria, make it really easy, quicker. So they start getting it right, boosts their confidence, and they go, oh, I know what you mean now. And then that gets them going. But then I've got other dogs who, like Finn's a good example of that. He will quite happily just keep doing it and trying it in an ever so slightly different way, until he's like, oh, this is what she wanted. She wanted it this way. But even things like noises, if they do get a fright, I'm not that quick to be like, oh, we need to stop doing this, because you need a startle response. That's how you stay alive.
Yeah.
Like, if you go through life so laid back and not thinking, you won't know to get yourself out of danger. So it's absolutely fine to go, what was that? Like, oh no.
Yeah.
That's okay. But even if they were kind of struggling with something, I'll let them listen to it for a bit, watch it a bit, depending on what's going on. But the other one I do a lot of is I do use toys when I can see the dog has found it hard. I'll play with them after.
Yeah.
Because I do think toys is a lovely way to let them shake it off, you know, get that adrenaline up, get that little dopamine hit. Where, so like if I've got them, you know, if they first came to me and they're, I don't know why most of mine are like underconfident. Is that even a word? Underconfident. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. It's a new one now. And, but if they're worried about stuff, we'll play after scary things because it helps build a bond with you, helps shake it off. You know, we do all these sorts of things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of what I would sort of recommend. I would say.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear all that, Blue?
Yeah, exactly, son. He's like, yeah. So, quick recap. Resilience is bounce back ability.
Bouncing back.
Don't step in too quickly. Allow the dog to kind of deal with something, but don't leave them to the point they're drowning.
Yes.
Don't want to be doing that. Be aware, still be aware of body language, breathing rates, all that good stuff, but take it as messages. Don't just the first uncomfortable sign you see, don't step in and create a safe space.
Yeah. Keep them feeling safe.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Good.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, hope you enjoyed that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice one. I like that. Good. Bye for now.
Love you. Bye.